City were here and suffered defeat just last season in the FA Trophy. And plenty remembering that experience bitterly. Things have changed a little since Oxford were last here. They have the weight of numbers in terms of the support with the shorter journey as well. There is that little sense of expectation because they are just the favourites. The headline maker this season has been 25-goal James Constable, who's joined by Matt Green and Jack Midson up front. The second most miserly defence in the Blue Square Premier this season includes Anthony Tonkin, who was beaten in this final as a Cambridge player last season. Big Mark Crichton scored the winner late on against York, way back on the opening day. Well, Martin Foyle has also named an unchanged 11, who so impressively dumped Luton out in the last 4. Richard Brodie, the main man, 10 goals in the last 9 after a worrying dry spell. Neil Barrett and Alex Lawless have Premier League pedigree with Chelsea and Fulham respectively. Goalkeeper Michael Ingham is a full international with Northern Ireland. Such an impressive achievement, wasn't it, to beat Luton home and away. Luton, who finished second in the end. Oxford, who led the table for so long this season, maybe feel that with the 8-point advantage they do have in the final reckoning over York City, that maybe justice should favour them, but justice means little in the playoffs. 9 months of toil, trial and tribulations boil down to the next 90 minutes or so. Perhaps more than that. Who will claim the prize at the end of it?
And Brodie's on his toes, he anticipates and gets a lot of second balls, so
Graham and McGurk also making their presence felt in there. It's dealt with by Danny Bullman. And that one's awkward for Ryan Clark, and unexpectedly so.
Well, from where we're sat there, we could see it happening, but it started raining just before kick-off, and the ball skidded off the turf there and nearly caught the goalkeeper out. He's done the right thing in the end, just tipped it over. Ranking, and the answer is no. Technically, he's not unbelievable, but for actually physical strength, he knocks people about.
Possibility here for Matt Green, and Ingham had to make it, and he might be in difficulty here. This is Clist, and they're queuing up in the middle. But in the end, York City survive a decidedly nervous moment.
Well, it is. It's a direct ball over the top. Matt Green, great run through the middle. Ingham does brilliant there to get there before him, and then does even better there by not pulling the Clist down, I think.
Chapman losing out. It was Meredith's challenge this time. Brodie. This is Lawless. Oh, and Rankin is pulled away.
Well, it's so unlucky. It's a great move. Ball gets switched out to the right, and Rankin makes a great run, pulls off the back of the 2 centre-backs. It's just too high.
Is he going to size one up here? Comfortably fizzing wide in the end.
Well, that's a good opportunity. He's got himself right in there, 25 yards. Chapman, and just sliced it. See, Brodie and Rankin, they don't lose many headers. The ball's hit long up to him. Did a handful.
And Constable has peeled away. And again, Ingham out swiftly, but could be made to pay. It's Green with a chance, and Green has scored! He took it magnificently! Matt Green gives Oxford United the lead!
Well, it's one ball over the top again, and as much praise as I give Ingham, in the first 5 minutes, he's come out and got that one wrong. Tried to pull out of it at the end. It's a ball over the top for Constable. He's come out, never got there. The support's quick. They win a header, and what a finish. Half volley from Green, top corner. It's a fantastic finish. Just what Oxford needed. Now York, with 2 fullbacks sitting in front of the fullbacks. They've got 4 fullbacks out there in the wide areas. It's when they come back and try and get back in the game, or do they just sit there and keep plugging away and hope Brodie pulls them out? But what a goal for Oxford to get.
A Wembley moment to dream of for Matthew Green of Oxford United. Here's Green. Oh, white for here. It's Constable who's in for a second! It's a long way back for York City now! They believe that they're heading back to the Football League!
Well, it's power and strength. Another straight long ball up the pitch. And they're just not able to cope, York. Constable's hooked the ball on. But it's this second challenge here. He's away, he's anticipated. Got the ball onto his left foot. Yeah, he's not give it and stood. He's reacted before right, I think. And it's a cool finish with his left foot. Hit the target. Just hit the target. And now, you're right, it is an uphill battle for York. They're just going to have to dig in, York, I think, and just, try not to let this game run away from them.
Crichton has kicked his head and his feet just. This is Bat. And a terrific outlet for Oxford so far. Green. Chapman. Bat again. This is Bullman. Bullman to take it on again. And now Green might fancy the strike. Hingham taking no chances.
Great football. Started with Bat coming down the right. Great ball round the corner into Midson. Good movement.
There's no question that Oxford are absolutely flying in that respect at the moment. Oh, and Constable may have felt his shirt was being tugged. Oh, off the post, extraordinary. Constable. I think it was
nearly
Midson
game over.
Arriving back post.
Nearly game over. It's a free header, middle of the goals. I think Midson's hit the post. He's got to score there. And I think it's game over if that goes in. A couple of the defenders slip. Midson gets in front of his man. He's got to score. 6 yards out. Will that cost them later on in the game?
Lawless up against Chapman again. Lawless once more. Focuses ball in. Oh, and a terrible error from the goalkeeper. He has gifted York a route back in this match. A horror moment for Ryan Clark. And hope for York City.
Well, you feel for the lad. It's a disaster for him. No danger. It's a nice flighted cross for him to catch. And you can only put that down to nerves. He'd take 1,000 of them in training and wouldn't drop any of them. It's gone straight through his hands and over the line. York back in the game.
Well, it's amazing what the Wembley nerves can do. And from nowhere, really. Well, the interval comes. And what a dramatic first half it's been. Oxford with a commanding 2-goal lead, but suddenly a gift courtesy of Ryan Clark has given York City real hope of turning this around. Matt Green with a stunning finish to give Oxford the lead. And James Constable in typical style getting a second, and Oxford seem to be cruising. But can York take advantage of the lifeline that they have been handed in the second half? Half-time here, it's Oxford United 2, York City 1.